3, 2, 1.
Hello, I'm Jirubat Haider. I represent the front-end engineer for Group 14, and I'll just be going briefly over the overview and introduction of the project so far. So the first thing we did for the project was set up our GitHub repository so that we can pull the latest changes and the primary uh, uh, repository to work on. After this, we've set up individual tickets and by user stories and assigned them to front-end UI and team leads. Uh, and once that was done, we've jumped right into uh, coding out the requirements based on each individual stories. And we've committed them and pushed them onto GitHub. This is what we've primarily used for version control. And in order to maintain the comms, we've been using MS Teams, and we've also met roughly once a week to maintain and collaborate the work between each individual sprint. So the first sprint also consisted mainly of the smaller tasks and setting up the Git repositories, and then followed by uh, uh, individual tasks that were built on top of this first task as well. So yeah, that's it for my part of the work. I'll be handing this over to Kathrine, our UI designer. Please take over.
Hi, I'm Kathrine. I'm the UI designer for the project. So what we did was we created user stories, and from these user stories, we extracted the tasks that we would use for the project. For example, the first user story, as a prospective Deakin student, I want to see a header with a Deakin logo and green background so that I can immediately recognize the university brand. The tasks extracted from this user story are to add the header div to the index HTML, add the Deakin logo to the header, and style the header with a green background in the main CSS. The second user story was, as a prospective Deakin student, I want to see clearly formatted unit details table so that I can quickly find the unit chair, enrollment mode, credit points, and year. Tasks extracted from this user story are to add the table HTML to the index HTML, add rows for years, enrollment mode, credit points, and unit chair, and style the table with CSS, including padding, borders, and alternating row colors. The third user story was, as a prospective Deakin student, I want to read the description of the unit and access a link to enrollment and fees so that I can understand what the unit is about and how to enroll. Tasks extracted from this user story are to add the content heading and paragraph to index HTML and add the hyperlink to the Deakin enrollment and fees page. With the individual tasks, we added them to the sprint backlog. So each individual task, as we progressed through the tasks, they were then placed in progress and done. Each of the individual tasks were allocated to a team member. For example, set up GitHub repository was allocated to Ela. Add unit details table was added to Ruby as the front-end developer. And add a header div was added to myself, Kathrine, as the UI designer. Over to you, Ella.
Hi, I'm Ella. I'm the team leader of the project. I'm going to talk about the issues we had in Sprint 1 and what advice I have to you. The problems we had were mainly about file access, meeting times, and audio. And we solved them by changing permissions, sharing links again, and also communicating through Teams. And I suggest other teams do set up like a shared folder before they start and also hold regular meeting times. And for privacy issues, we didn't include any sensitive information or personal information about accessibility. We used clear headings, readable content, and alternative text for images. And for security issues, we checked HTTPS links and also planned secure API access. What we learned from this project was that clear communication, teamwork, and clear roles are important. And in our future projects, we'll use Trello and we'll hold regular meetings and check progress together. Thank you.